Hello and welcome back. Let's start by just finding a nice Pilates stance. Feet hip width apart. Feel the big toe, little toe and heel earthed into the ground, and a little bit of a connection between the big toe and heel of the opposite foot. So you should feel your inner thighs engaging. Slight squeeze of the bottom. Start drawing your tummy button into your body, away from your t-shirt. Drawing everything up to find that lovely pelvic connection and all your abdominals. Allow your shoulders just to be heavy, dripping down your back. And we will start with some shoulder rolls today to really warm up. So start nice and small, thinking about making circles. 3 and 4, and then reverse the direction. And each time just gradually, if you're feeling comfortable, working through any crunches and creaks, make them a little bit bigger. And then hands on the shoulders themselves. And again, think about drawing circles with the elbows. And as you do this, try not to rock your body forward and back or lift your ribs. We're keeping that abdominal connection to keep the ribs engaged, just floating over the pelvis. And keeping the upper shoulder away from the ears. Then let's do big arm circles. So take them up and round and down. And again, keeping control. So you don't want to lift the ribs and look back. Just draw that tummy button to spine. And we'll do 6 of these, so 2 more. That's it, and then reverse the direction again. Really try and find some length in the arm, reaching for the ceiling and out to the side. Keeping the shoulders down if you can. 1 more. And then finish with your arms out in front. If you need to just roll the shoulders back, please do. We'll do our pulling straps. So if you want to grab onto an imaginary strap, draw the elbows behind you. And as you do that, just turn the palms to the ceiling and then reach away. So imagine you're pulling something that's really heavy or some really strong elastic or springs, taking the elbows behind you and reaching forward. I'll turn sideways so you can see. So ribs stay engaged, shoulders down your back. Very strong movement, lovely strong. If you want to at this point, then think about lifting the heart and forward and release. So breathing out, breathing in to lift and hold. Breathing out, breath to prepare, breathing out, breathe in to lift the heart, breathing out. Just a couple more, try changing the breath, breathe in the whole way, and breathing out, and breathing in, and breathing out. Just 1 more, breathing in, lifting the heart. So you're slowing the breath down fully into the back and sides of your ribs. And again, keeping the arms out in front. We will do our lovely chest expansion. So pressing again with the back of the arms behind you. You'll stay on the ground for the first few. And back in front. So really strong. Again, you're pushing through water, keeping the ribs down for a couple. Coming back up. Final one like this, pressing away. And up. Then again, think lifting the heart as the backs of the arms come behind you. Just lift the heart to the sky. And breathing in. Breathing out. And pressing away. And up. Breathe out. Breathe in to lift the heart. And this time coming up onto your toes. So trying to keep the ankles in line with the knees. So that connection between the inner thighs, the bottom, the abdominal area, all of that's really important to help keep you stable. And focusing on the back of the arms, leading the movement, breath in to hold, breathing out, press away, breath in to hold, and return. Final time, press out, breathe out, breathe in to hold, and return down. Nice and controlled. Then let's have our arms in front of us. We will do some rotation. Breathing in to rotate. Breathe out, tummy butt to spine to bring you back to the center point. Breathe in, fill your lungs. Breathing out. And as you're breathing in, those hips stay facing forward. Breath out, using the abs to come back. Breathing in and breathing out. So hopefully your nose and my nose will stay in line with the middle of the chest. That's rather nice. And again, you can start really small and gradually build up on that rotation. And don't be afraid to make some noise with your breath as you breathe out through slightly pursed lips. And final time, breathing in, breathing out. Then let's have our heels together and hands behind our head. We'll just do some small pliés to warm the knees and ankles a little bit more and stand. So you're just bending the knees, keeping the heels on the floor, squeezing the inner thighs and bottoms together. Down as you breathe in, breathe out, squeeze and stand. And down. And squeeze. And down. And squeeze. Two more. Bend. Squeeze. Final time, bend and squeeze. And then from there, let's take it a little bit lower. So we're going to bend, go as low as you can. If you can, take the heels off, tummy button to spine, pressing back down with the heels and squeezing the inner thighs. So breathing in, take it all the way down. Breathing out, squeeze the bottom, squeeze the inner thighs together, tummy button drawing into the body. We're on 3. That's it. Tummy button to spine. Nice and slowly. If it's too much on your knees, then just keep it small, or you can take the legs wider and just keep that plie a little bit smaller. That's it. Whatever version you're doing, got 2 more. And final time, breathing in, nice and slow, heels peel off, tummy butt to spine, come to standing. Wonderful, and let's get some side bends in here. So let's step and reach and stand, same side, step and reach and stand and step and reach and stand and step and reach and stand. 2 more, step and reach and stand and step and reach and stand. Let's go the other way. Get my head block out of the way. So step and reach and stand. Step, reach and stand. Step, reach. Oh, it feels so nice. So as you're coming back up to standing again, thinking about the inner thighs. 2 more. Final time. And then let's come down onto the mat and we'll start feet bent up, hip width apart, no head block to start with. Feel the back and sides of your ribs nicely placed onto the mat. And from there, let's take a moment to breathe in this position, finding deep, wide breath in through the nose, directing the air into the back and sides of your ribs. Breathing out all the air as you draw the tummy button into the body. And hold that for about 50% effort as you breathe in through the nose. And breathing out. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. On your next out breath, tummy button to spine to start our pelvic tilts. Just softening the back into the mat as you breathe out and curl your pelvis towards you. Breathing in. Unpeeling, breathing out nice and slow, just softening the lower back into the mat, breathing in to replace the pelvis. And again, just curl the back a little bit further so your bottom's hovering, and place yourself back down as you breathe in. And again, breathing out, lift and hover. Breathing in, unpeeling your spine, working up a little bit higher each time, breathing out, curling the pelvis forward, and breathing in to replace yourself down. We'll change the breath this time, so breathing out, tummy button to spine, peeling the pelvis off, coming up to just lower scapular level. Breath in as you hold, reaching the arms to the ceiling. Breathing in wide and full. And breathe out, leave the arms there, softening through the chest. Placing that upper back, middle back, lower back onto the mat. Then resending your tailbone down and circle your arms around to the side, ready to go again. Breathing out. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out, soften through the chest. You place your spine back onto the mat piece by piece. Imagine you're piping it down through an icing bag. And again, peeling up as you breathe out. Reach for the ceiling to breathe in. Breathing out. Soften through the spine. Really focus on going through each individual vertebra until your tailbone hits and you set yourself back up. Circle the arms wide. One more time, breathing out, peeling off. Reaching the arms for the ceiling as you breathe in. Breathing out, soften through the chest. Placing your back down. And then circling the arms around to the side, ready to go again. And we want to this time have our forearms reaching forward. You can have a head block now if you want. You're finding you need that little bit of height, and we'll do our chest lift, so reach forward, nod the head as you breathe out, keeping the pelvis down, breathing in to place yourself down, and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. You're doing good. And final time. Hold it here as you breathe in. Let's peel one foot off the floor, then the other. Glue your knees together and let's do 100 in this position. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you keep doing this, you're thinking back of the arms, tummy button drawing into the body, thinking curling up with the upper body as much as you can. Hit 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you do need a hand behind the head, just for a bit of support, just grab that for a moment. Doing brilliantly, nearly there. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then hug your knees in and have a little rock from side to side. So chest lift 100, nice and warmed up. Let's try our oblique chest lift. So again, let's come into tabletop, glue the knees together, tummy button to spine. This time hands behind the head. We'll nod the head and come up and back down. And then the other side. You don't want to pull the neck, you want to think about the armpit going behind you as you rotate and lift. That's it. Gets harder the more you do. Of course, if you want to take it down a level today, just have your feet on the floor, hip width apart. Two more on each side, so 2. Really focus on that armpit going behind you as you curl up. Final time. Oh. And then if you need to, again, hug your knees into your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, then nod the head. Curl forward, press the shins away. We'll do our single leg stretch. So extend a leg and change. And 9 and change. And 8 and change. And 7 and change. And 6 and change. And thinking the back of the leg. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hug your knees in, have a little breather, nod the head, press the shins away. We'll do our double leg stretch. So extend the arms and legs, curling up higher. So you want to think chest to knee as you curl up. Extend, up, extend, and up. Oh, getting into all those muscles is lovely, she says. A little bit of shake of work going on here, I tell you. Final 2. Last one. And then hug your knees in. And again, rock from side to side if you want to. So from there, coming up towards the front of your mat, we'll sit nice and tall and we'll do our half roll backs. So arms in front if you can, or just hold onto the back of your thighs. You want to think hinging back with a straight back. Send your tailbone away. Take it down to a point that you can hold without too much tension. Breath in to hold. Breathe out. Tummy button to spine to curl forward and sit nice and tall. Keep the shoulders wide and relaxed. Hinge as you breathe in. Breathe out. Send the pelvis away from you and the tailbone. Hold it there. Breath in. Breath out. Curling forward. Sitting tall. Hinge. Breath out. Tummy button to spine as you send the tailbone away from you. Breath in to hold. Breathing out. Curling forward. Sitting tall. Hinge. Curl the tailbone away from you. Hold it there as you breathe in. Breathing out. Curling forward. Sitting tall. So hinge. Send the tailbone away from you. This time we're going to extend one leg. Place it down. Extend the other leg. Place it down. Curl it forward. Sitting tall. Hinge. Tummy button to spine, peeling the back down onto the mat. Extend one leg, place it down. Extend the other leg, place it down. Curling forward, keep those shoulders nice and relaxed, sitting tall. Hinge, curl it down. Extend one leg and down. Extend the other leg, and down. Curl it forward. Oh, you should be feeling this by now. Let's do arms, so hinge. Curl it down. You might not be able to go so low for this, and just waft the arms for 3, 2, 1. Curl it forward. Ah, hinge. Curl it down. And 3, and 2, and 1. Curve it forward. Sitting tall, final time, hinge. Well, final time for this set, down, and 3, and 2, and 1. Curl it forward. Sitting tall. Oh, let's do our obliques. So rotation to the side. We will just do a lovely sweep. So hinge, slide the tailbone away, sweep away, sitting tall. Actually, this one's quite a relief. Oh, so your feet might come off the floor, whichever version you're doing. You want to think tummy button to spine. You want to keep your knees facing up to the ceiling. Your pelvis is stable. Sweep it down, round, final time, hinge, slide and sweep. Oh, coming back up to sitting nice and tall. And then let's just grab hold of the back of our thighs, slide down. Find our head blocks again. Extend the legs, and we'll do some leg circles. So 2 versions, obviously, as always. Allow one knee to just drop out and stir paint in the hip joint. Keeping the tummy button engaged for 8 in each direction. And 7, and 8, and then reverse the direction. 7, 6. So you're trying to keep the body nice and stable, and the shoulders release any tension. So perhaps turn your palms to the ceiling. Final one. And then change sides. So the other option is obviously leg to the ceiling, across, round and down, across, round and back even. Still the same thing, the pelvis and the body stays nice and stable. Get some length through the back of the knee. Just 8. Final time, I think. And 7. And 6. So you're trying to find a point on the ceiling that you come back to each time. And 3. And 2. And final time. And again, just bend your knees up if you want to, just hug your knees into the body. Just to release. Then place yourself back down onto the mat. We did our reverse curl, so let's try our roll up. So feet together, arms behind your head, coming up to the ceiling, nod the head, glue your legs together, tummy button to spine. Think about curling forward, using those abs, up and over, sitting tall, and then reversing it back down again. And arms overhead. Up to the ceiling, nod the head for a breath. Breath. And over. Sit tall. And come down. So again, keep the shoulders nice and wide. If you're getting frustrated because you can't come up, just hold on to the back of the thighs. Come up as far as you can. And then come back down again. Or focus on the reverse curl again, holding onto your thighs. To come back down, you're using the same muscles and just training them. Sitting tall. So if you can't come up, hold onto your thighs. Focus on just aiming that lower back to the mat, keeping curled forward and rolling back down, coming onto your side to come up to sitting. So I'd much rather you came up safely than jerked anything and ran the risk of injury. pulling back through the tummy button, curling all the way to the floor. And likewise, if you want more of a challenge, you can put hands on your forehead as you nod the head, curling up with your neck pull. Again, sitting tall, slightly soften the feet as we roll back down. Oh, fabulous. Final time, curling up. Ooh, it's becoming harder and harder. The more you do, the more you've worked, and end up rolling back down, lying on the mat. And just take a moment, lose the head block. We will start focusing on the back of the body for a short while with our bridging. So find your feet hip width apart, knees pointing up to the ceiling. As you breathe out, think squeezing in and narrowing from the hip bones, just to lift up into that bridge. Breath in to hold, and breathe out to down again. Breath to prepare, breathe out, squeeze and lift, and knees over toes in that nice long line as high as you can get, and squeezing that bottom, and down. Keeping the shoulders wide, breathing out, lift. Breath in to hold. Breath out, down. Breath out, narrow the hip joints, squeezing up. From here, let's check the shoulders are nice and mobile, so just extend the arms behind your head. I should have moved down my mat a little bit, all the way over to reach the floor if you can. And down. I'll shuffle down a little bit. Again, breathing out, squeeze and lift. Breath in to hold, and 3, and 2, and 1, and down. One more of these, breathing out to lift. And work on those shoulder mobility through the shoulder joint. And 1, and down. And let's squeeze and lift. You can keep the arms down, but just lift one leg up to the ceiling and down. And as you do this, really check that your pelvis isn't dropping. Wants to be on the same level the whole time. And again, narrow, squeeze and lift. Think length in the front of the thigh. Lifting up, placing it down, lifting up, placing it down, and again. There was a little wobble of my knees then. So lift a knee, place it down. Change over is the really important thing. Finding those muscles. And down. Final set, breathing out to lift. Lift one knee. Lift the other knee. Place it down. And down. Then just hug your knees in again. Have a little moment to breathe. Then from there, nod the head forward, press your shins away ever so slightly. Use momentum to come up into your rolling like a ball. Just going back onto your shoulder blades. Try not to kick the feet out. You can have your knees slightly separated. Keeping curved forward. Body stays exactly where it starts throughout the roll. I like to breathe in to roll back, breathe out to curl forward. Couple more, just onto the back of the shoulder blades. And then let's see how this goes. Extend one leg, extend the other leg, and again, be careful about your head. Keep it nodded forward as you roll back. Different physics to come up. And again, see how many you can do. Have to concentrate on this. If it's too much, you can bend your knees just as your preparation. So you have to think lifting the heart a little bit. You're in a sort of a V shape rather than the ball shape for this open leg rocker. One more of whatever version you're doing. You should be holding your shins and just hold it there. Smile And then relax. Well done. Goodness me, that's quite toughy for me, I find. So let us build on that. We will do our teaser. So let's start almost doing reverse curl again. And have legs together, extend one leg, walk it down. And then nod the head, curling up. Walk it back down. Really stretch that leg away. And then change sides. So keep the knees in line, glued together, walk it down, nod the head, curl it up so you can pull the back of your thighs, really stretch away, nod the head, reach, curl it forward, sitting tall. Let's try with both legs. So ideally, legs straightened away, arms out, so you're almost in a yoga boat, rolling back down with the body. Nod the head, curling back up and rolling down. So again, if you want to use the back of your thighs, just see what you can do. Have a little play. If it's hurting your back, then it's the moment to stop. It really shouldn't be because we've been working a lot on our abs. Alternatively, you can try lying down. And as you nod your head, bring your upper body forward, you lift your legs as well, and I think lifting the heart, and rolling back down. It sometimes depends how you're put together, which is easier, and I find this one easier. So I should be working on my one end lift and lower, I guess. And let's just do one more of whatever version you're on. That was a little collapse down. Nodding the head, curling up, ooh. And then rolling back down. And hug your knees in. Lordy, hard work, huh? And let's roll onto our side and we will do a little bit of nice sideline work. If you've got a bigger cushion or head block, if it's more comfortable, just grab that. As we have been working the abs, let's start with our little chest rotation and chest release. So have arms together, think shoulder over shoulder, underneath waist is being drawn up from the mat and the top line reaching away. And then as you breathe in, arm to the ceiling, breathe out, rotate the ribs. And have a little breath in there. Breathe out just to let everything soften and sink. And breathe out again to come back to the start. And again, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out to soften. And breathing in and breathing out to come back again. Just do a couple more, nice and slowly to unwind. And final time, breathing into the ceiling, breathing out to rotate a bit further, breath in to hold, breathe out to soften, breath in to start the rotation back and breathing out to come back. Then just angle your knees slightly further away from you. Again, keep top line drawing down, heels in line with your bottom, and we'll do the shell. So breathing out to lift the knee without rocking your body back and close. And 8. And 7. And 6, keeping tummy button engaged, keeping shoulders relaxed. You can have just a finger on your bottom to feel where it's working. And 3. And 2. And final time. Then let's come up onto our elbows again, angling the body diagonally away, and same thing through 10, breathing out, 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold it there and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Then extend both legs away. We'll do our top leg lift. You can have the pad on the extended arm between your head and the arm. Think again about underneath waist. And we're going to lift the top leg, take it forward, lower the top leg, lift it up, bring it in line, lower, lift, forward, lower. So you'll probably want a hand in front of you for balance. Got that tummy button to spine action. Really keeping your body safe, trying not to rock forward and back. And it's quite challenging on this one, she says, with her voice going exceptionally high so only dogs can hear. That's it. Looking good. Focusing on something that's not moving. Trying not to grip too much onto the mat. And final time, then keep that top leg lifted to hip height, and then lift and lower the underneath leg. And think squeezing the inner thigh. I'm looking down just to make sure my feet are not doing anything dramatic, because they should not be getting involved. It's just the inner thigh squeezing up, lifting and lowering. That's it. Oh, I can start feeling the movement. Really having to control my body, having the toes facing forward. That's it. One more. And then again, if you can, if you're comfortable, come onto your elbow. And we'll see if we can do our double leg lift without any help. So think ankling the body away and over your hands. And then lift. Oh, and lower. Oh, I'm going into a banana. So lifting up, squeeze the legs together. Oh, this is not good. Lift and lower. So you probably only come up a tiny way. And think length of legs reaching away from you. If that's really not working for you, just lie back down again with a head block if you need it, to lift and hover the arm, the head and the legs. So they're glued together. There should be no banana-ing in the middle of the body. So you can see all my bad habits right now. Oh, it's hard work today. And final time, lifting and lowering. Oh, well done. And then scoot over. We'll do all of that on the other side. So starting with our nice chest opener. So the pad behind you, so you've got somewhere for your head to roll. Set yourself up nicely, shoulder pulled down underneath. Arms, palms facing each other. And again, breathing in to take the arm to the ceiling. Breathing out to do the rotation. Breath in here. Breathe out, just let the body melt. Breath in to start the rotation, breath out to really use the ribs to bring the arm back. So shoulders should be reaching away from the ears. Just use your breath to open and hold. Melt. And return. And again. Really enjoy this. So make your breath nice and long. And really reach the arm to the ceiling and use and allow those ribs to work as you breathe out to draw them back to the start. This is your final time breathing to to rotate. Breath in to hold. Breathe out to melt. And again, bringing the arms, reaching for the ceiling, breathing out. Closing down. Then coming with your legs slightly further back, in line with your heels to bottom. Just make your top half comfy, so however you like it. And from there, breathing out to open into the shell and down. And 8. And 7. And 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Coming up onto the elbow, angling the body over the head. And again, 10, 9, 8, 7, shoulders away from the ears, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Keep it open and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Lying back down again. Extend both legs. We'll do our top leg lift and forward. So hand in front for balance. Find your side line. Stretching out the top leg away from you. Just lift forward, down, lift, back, down. And again, you might find one side seems to be more stable than the other. I'm going to tempt fate and say this side, for me, seems to be working a bit better today. It's all very interesting. Oh, lost my form there. There we go. Good. Lift forward, down, lift, back, down, up, forward, down. Really think length. Imagine you're sliding a ball with your heel on the wall or window beyond you. One more. And keep that top leg nice and lifted, and lift and lower the underneath leg. So you're drawing tummy button to spine. Again, you'll check that nothing's going on with your feet. They're not pointing or twisting in towards each other. It's just the inner thigh of that underneath leg squeezing up, and I can feel that top leg getting heavy, so need to find a little bit more length to stretch away, get those muscles working. There we go. And 2 and 1, and then either stay down here, double leg lift, lift and hover, down, lift and down. We'll try coming up onto the elbow. Again, real challenge. Oh, so you want to think body reaching away over your head. Oh goodness, so this side is no better for me. But hey, it's always good to challenge and see what's possible. Every day's different. Whoa. So definite balance work. Length in both directions helps. Only slightly though, here. One more of whichever you're doing. And then relax. So we'll come over onto our fronts and work our back extensors. So little head block or cushion underneath your forehead. Find the front of your thighs onto the mat, pubic bone nice and left, shoulders just rolling forward. And as you breathe in, lift them, breathe out, keep drawing the shoulder blades down your back to hover your arms, reach for your toes. Breath in, thumbs to the ceiling, and breath out, place yourself down. Breathing in to lift, breathe out, reach fingers for your toes. Breath in, turn to the ceiling, and breathe out. And really allow the shoulders to fall forward. Feel the difference as you extend the upper back towards your bottom. Thumbs to the ceiling as you breathe in and breathe out. Place yourself down. Breathing in, breathe out, reach and stretch. Thumbs to the ceiling. Back down again. Breathe in to lift, breathe out, reach and hover. Thumbs to the ceiling. And breathing out, place yourself down. One more. Breathing in, lift the shoulders, breathe out, reach them down your back. Hovering your arms, thumbs to the ceiling as you breathe in. And then breathe out. Place yourself down. Then sit back into a child pose if you need to just release the back. So legs nice and wide, bottom to heel. Just stretch it out. And then coming back onto your front. Arms out on a diagonal. Legs out on the diagonal again with the front of your thighs facing the mat. And either opposite arm and leg lifts. Really lengthen the leg away so it's straight as anything, squeezing the bottom. And that drawing down of the shoulder blade is what's lifting your arms. If you're feeling happy, squeeze the bum and lift the legs. Hover the upper body again, crown of the head reaching away. Real length in every direction. And tap down, opposite arm and legs. And as fast as you can, without rocking the body and keeping coordinated. Keeping the toes pointed, back of the knee as straight as possible. Trying to get both foot and hand down at the same time. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees wide. Feet together. Sink your bottom down towards your heels. Breathe in here. Lovely. Then walk your hands back. Oh, have a little moment. Let's come onto our hands and knees as we're at this point. Find elbows facing out, so creases of your elbows into each other. And I want you to tuck your toes under. Feel those shoulder blades reaching down your back. And let's do some knee hovers, so breathing out, hover the knee. And breathing in to place them down. And again, breathing out, sucking tummy button to spine to hover and lift without arching or doing anything in your back or shoulders. And down. And one more, breathing out, lift and hover. And in, down. And then let's do our dog. Extending one arm, one leg away. So thinking crown of the head away, your chest is facing the floor. You're trying to keep control of your body so it doesn't rock over anywhere. And again, if you've got knee problems, I should say, you can just lie on your back and do some toe taps or arm and leg slides as long as you're keeping those abs engaged. And take the focus of your mind to the back of your leg. Working the same muscles but without the pressure on the knee. One more. One more. And if you need to, just release the wrists for a moment. Just going to try something different. Back to tucking your toes under for knee hover. So breathing out, lift the knee. Hold it there. See if you can extend one leg away and back. And extend the other leg away and back. And knees down. Come back. Reset yourself up. Hover the knee. Extend one leg away, keeping those knees hovered. And extend the leg away, keeping those knees hovered. And down. Release the back, final time. Keeping the shoulders wide. Hover the knees. Extend one leg away and return. Extend one leg away and return. Knees down, sit back, release the wrists. Again, we're going to move on to the cat, so if you do have knee problems, come to standing and do gradual roll down and roll up from standing, keeping your knees soft. So start for the cat, finding your shoulders wide, neutral position in the back. And then let's tuck the pelvis under, curling up, hopefully piece by piece, until the upper back curves, and the head falls between the arms. Just have a double check where your feet are, make sure they're in line with the lower leg, and then unpeel from the pelvis first, curling through or unpeeling through the back until your head has to raise as the last thing. Ready to go again from the tailbone. Tuck that pelvis underneath you like you were doing with your pelvic tilts at the beginning, curling up through the back piece by piece, pressing through the shoulders ever so slightly until the head nods forward. Breath in at this point, breathing out, unpeel from the pelvis, piping that spine back to the neutral position. One more, breathing out. Tucking the tailbone under, curling the pubic bone towards your chest, curving up through the lumbar spine as much as you can, then middle back, then upper back, nodding the head, breath in here, and then unpeeling. And you're trying not to sit back into the legs at all as you do this. So it's just very neutral point. And then come back. We'll finish off with a little bit of rotation before we stretch out. So we will do our saw, legs nice and wide, arms in line with your outer legs, and breathe in to rotate. Breathe out to reach, breathe in to restack, breathe out to center. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and out. So you should be keeping the opposite leg. So as I reach forward on my right, my left leg is glued to the mat. So both bum cheeks firmly placed. Stay placed. You're drawing in your tummy button to spine to give you some room to stretch forward. And one more. Keep the shoulders down. You can press with the back hand just to give you a little bit more forward focus as you reach forward. Sitting tall. And then from there, just come to lying down onto the mat. We'll do some lovely hip rolls, so if you want your head blocked, take your knees either side of the mat and then just drop one knee to the floor. So take your knees either side of the mat, then take one knee to the floor and then reach the other knee towards the ankle of the first leg and just turn away from those knees. So you should be feeling a lovely stretch through the hip. And tummy button to spine. Breathe out to bring the knees back towards the ceiling and then drop the other leg out to the side first. Then the second leg, really reach it to the ankle of the first leg to get that beautiful stretch. Tummy button to spine, come neutral. One more time. So look away from those knees. Tummy button to spine, keep breathing. It's always nice to use an out breath for the hardest part of the movement. So when you're bringing your knees back to the ceiling, you're lifting weights really. So breathing out, tummy button to spine to help bring everything back to center. And legs towards each other, come up onto your side, and we'll do a mermaid stretch. So finding a nice sitting position, aiming both bottom cheeks on the ground, arms out to the side, and we'll reach one hand away from us. If you can, bend the elbow to just get that side bend, reaching the top arm. Tummy button to spine again to slide up to sitting. And again, reaching over. Find that length in the top of the body as you reach the arm over. It's gorgeous. And one more. Sitting tall. Before we do the other side, let's move on to pigeon pose. So just bring the front leg forward, trying to get it as square as possible in both hips, facing the ground, back leg straight, and if you can, take it down to the ground, but only work with what your body's telling you. You should be feeling a really nice stretch around the hip and glute area. And just have a moment's breath in this position. Again, whatever you're doing, try not to sink into the shoulders, thinking tall and proud, and then unpeel and change to the other side. So starting with the mermaid stretch, find a nice position, and again reaching to the side. Top line of the body reaching over, tummy button to spine as you restack, and reaching over, restack, and again reaching over, and restack, scooting round for pigeon pose this way, so it's pretty much similar. Front leg, hello block, and then coming down as low as you can without sinking into the shoulders. Keeping that orange under the chin to make sure your head is in line, back leg stretching out, but it's really about that front hip and glute, getting a beautiful squeeze in that turnout position. And breathe. That's it. And then roll over onto your bottom, coming to sitting. We'll do a cross-body stretch. So just bring one knee up towards your chest, grab it with the opposite arm and look away, thinking nice and tall. Just breathing here, nice and gently. And then release, change sides, so extend the other leg, draw the other knee in, grab it with the opposite arm and look away. Keep breathing, finding the beautiful twisty stretch, and think about pressing the back of the long leg into the mat. Just to finish that off. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release off. And you've done again. Well done. Hope to see you again soon.